let's go ahead and break into this first roll right here and see what we're gonna get for a date. So it's gonna be on the left side over here. I'll go ahead and pull it out. And like I said, hopefully we're gonna get something early 50s. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that, guys. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Coin Quest. Coin Quest, of course, is the series where I take $25 boxes of pennies like this one right here, go through the rolls in the box looking for interesting and valuable coins that I can use to fill in these collection books. The goal of the series is to see how far we can fill out these collections, both American and Canadian, using only coins that we find in circulation in these bank boxes. As you can see, we've gotten pretty far into the American collections, filling out most of these first pages, but as we get back into this later range here, you can see that we are starting to miss more and more upon every single page flip, and that's why we need to fill out a lot of this today, especially getting back to these early 10s and 20s. We still have a giant section here that needs to be filled out. And then in the Canadian collection, it's a similar story. We have quite a few of them from the modern era, but then when we get back onto the last page, we have quite a few missing. So we have a lot of work to do, and I'm hoping that we can get some coins out of this box today that are going to go into these collections. So as you can imagine, at this point in the series, it is getting pretty difficult to find coins that can go into the collection, but today I have a feeling that we're going to find at least one. The reason for that is because I've already taken the rolls out of this box and looked at the enders, and I found 5 interesting coins, as you can see right here, just on the enders alone out of this box, which gives me a good indication that this is going to be a great box. So let's go ahead and break these down one by one real quickly. Let's start off with the best one right here, at least in my opinion. This is a 1946 wheat penny right here, and it comes right on the end of the roll. It's a little hard to see that 6 there, it's covered up by the paper, but this is probably the best one we have so far. It's a nice older coin right there on the end of the roll. And then moving on over here, we have what is known as a young head Canadian. So these were made from 1953 up through 1964, and we do still need a few of those in the Canadian collection. Surprisingly, we've actually been able to find most of these coins just in circulation boxes, which is kind of weird because we're in the United States here. It's definitely weird to be finding Canadian pennies like that, but I'm not complaining because those are super cool. Then we have a couple more Canadians right here. These are a little bit newer. This one's a 1978, and then this one right here is probably in a similar date range of that 1978. They look like pretty much similar coins. And then right here we have another nice older coin. This one isn't going to be a wheat penny. It's actually just a 1959 Denver. See if we can peel that back to see that 9. But it is a little bit older, and it's nice to see a little bit of luster on a 1950s coin like that. So obviously, guys, I'm super excited to get into these rolls. I'm going to be opening these ones live to begin the box, and then we're going to get into the rest of these rolls, and I'll let you guys know what I'm finding along the way. Now, guys, as we go through this box of pennies today, we're going to be using the Quin Roll Hunting Pennies placemat, which I designed, and which is available for purchase on my website at quinscoins.com. If you're interested, links will be down in the description below. Basically, you have all the different types of coins that you can find in a penny roll with information across the front of it. And then on the back side, we have this scoring system, which we use to rate the boxes, as well as these key date and low mintage ranges, which are super helpful for figuring out what is rare and what isn't. In addition to all the information on the back side and the front side, which is there for you if you are a beginner coin roll hunter when you're looking at your pennies, you can also use these to pick up the coins as you're going through them and dump them into the dump box. Once again, guys, if you're interested in picking these up, you can get them at my website at quinscoins.com, and I'll put links down in the description below. So with all that being said, why don't we go ahead and crack right into these penny rolls and see what we're gonna find. All right, guys, so to start this one off, we're gonna be diving into these enders. I figure that this one is gonna actually give us the best chance of finding something that we need in the collection. Basically, we're looking at our Canadian collection, and as you can see up here, like I said, they went from 1953 up through 64. Now we have everything up to 56, but we're still missing a lot of those early coins right there. So hopefully when we pull this young head Canadian out, we are going to see a 1956 or 55, something like that, that might give us a chance of putting a coin in one of those holes in the collection. So let's go ahead and break into this first roll right here and see what we're gonna get for a date on that first coin. All right, so it's gonna be on the left side over here. I'll go ahead and pull it out, and we'll do a flip here. And like I said, hopefully we're gonna get something early 50s. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that, guys. I flipped it the wrong way because I forgot how Canadians go, but 1953 is the first year of the young head Canadian. I was not expecting that, guys. You typically find 1960s when you pull these out, so that is just absolutely amazing. And actually looking at this, guys, we don't have the 1953 at all. I believe this stands for shoulder folds and no shoulder folds, something like that. I need to get a little bit more well versed in Canadian coins, but what an amazing find. It's been so long since I've gotten back into pennies, and I'm just absolutely thrilled to have that 1953. Now, like I said, guys, I will have to do a little bit of research into what the NSS and the SS varieties are. I think it has something to do with the way that the shoulder is oriented on Queen Elizabeth there on the front. What an amazing find, guys. This is the first year Queen Elizabeth coin right here, 1953. All right, so let's put that one to the side. It will be going into the collection in just a second here. Let's see if we're gonna have anything else in the roll. Let's see if we're gonna make it two interesting coins. And look at that, guys. Right away, we see another wheat penny right there, third from the end. So this is gonna be from 1909 up through 1958. Let's go ahead and flip this one over and see what we got. 3, 2, 1. What in the world, guys? We are getting so lucky right off the bat. I actually can't tell what that last digit is. I can't tell if it's a 9 or a 0. It looks like it's been mutilated in some way. But guys, I always say that it's really difficult to find those pre-1940s coins, and we just got one right off the bat here with a 1953 Young Head Canadian. What an amazing start. Honestly, I didn't think that that was going to be old either, because it looks like a really nice coin from the reverse side. So I was thinking that would be a 50s. We're looking at a 30s here. So we'll go ahead and get through the rest of this roll and see if we're going to get anything else here, guys. Looking for more of those wheat pennies, maybe some more older Canadians coming out of here. Actually, pretty much any Canadian I will take. Interested in finding those because I need those for the collection. Looks like we have a 2009 right here, and it's going to be, oh man, I have to remember the names of these coins again. It's been a while since I've done pennies. I believe this one is known as Professional Life. If you take a look at the placemat here, it's the third one in the series of Lincoln's Life for those 2009s. So we will definitely pull that one aside, as we always do. And it looks like that is going to be it on that roll. I'll go ahead and put that 1960 there to the side, just in case we end up looking at that a little bit later. All right, now let's go ahead and get into roll number 2. There's no way we're gonna beat what we just found on that first roll though, guys. That was just awesome. All right, so 1946 is the ender on this one. We've already determined that. We can see the date already. Let's go ahead and just open this one up, pull that ender off, and see what we're dealing with here as far as condition goes for this 1946. All right, so as you can see, it's a 1946, no mint mark, which means it was minted in Philadelphia. Flip it over to the reverse side, and you can see all the wheat stalks right there pretty well. This is a very nice looking coin for the age, pretty similar to that 1930, whatever the last digit was. So I'll definitely be pulling that one aside. Not rare or anything, but definitely, pulling out every single wheat penny that we see. All right, so just briefly go through the rest of this here. I'm already seeing what looks like an older Canadian right there. Let me just kind of move some coins over here, and bam, look at that, guys. We just got another Young Head Canadian right there. Now that's what I was expecting off of the first roll that we were looking at there. I was thinking it was going to be a 1960 or newer, but I still pull out the Young Heads, of course, pull out any Canadian coin. A lot of people don't know this, but Canadian coins are actually discontinued, or Canadian pennies rather, were discontinued in 2012, so it's a little bit difficult to find them, especially those older ones. So we'll take that one for sure. Keep going through the roll here and see if we're going to get any more wheat pennies, anything old. So far we are 2 for 2 on nice coins coming out of the roll other than the ender. Looks like we got another 1959 right there. I'll go ahead and pull that one out just because I like the 1959s. But other than that, guys, this is actually a pretty zinky roll. There's not too much copper going on here, so we'll go ahead and get on to the next one. Let's see, what else are we going to pick here? All right, so I'm going to go with this reverse side Canadian ender right here, 1978. If that was a 1988, we would actually need that in the collection, which I don't really know why, but we still haven't been able to find the 1988. Even though it's a super modern coin, it really shouldn't be too big of a deal to find. All right, let's go ahead and pull these coins out of that little edge right there. So there is our 1978 Canadian ender right there. Nice looking coin. Go ahead and flip it over to the obverse here, and yeah, it's in pretty good condition. Still a little bit of luster left on that. Definitely put that one to the side. and keep going here to see what else we are going to get out of this one. So once again, guys, I'm seeing a lot of zinc, but I'm also seeing a bit of copper, especially in this region right here. So I'm looking for something older. Those are all in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, though. We don't keep those. All right, always keeping an eye out for those 2009s as well, because those are a low mintage year, and not only the pennies, but most other coins as well. But guys, that's the first one where we didn't get a second interesting coin out of the roll. There was nothing in that one. So we'll go ahead and go on to this next Canadian right here. This may be a 1988. I don't think it will be. I think it's actually going to be a little older than the 88, but we can't see the date yet. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what we're going to get on that one. And once again, this one didn't open very well. I'm going to have to kind of move some of those coins out of there. So here is the coin in question. It actually came out looking pretty gross. 1983, I believe, is the date on that one. I'll have to confirm that. Yeah, it looks like a 1983 to me. So we'll go ahead and put that one to the side, and then get through the rest of these coins right here. I think I saw, yeah, a nice newer Canadian over here. We actually still do need quite a few of those newer Canadians, so I do have my eye out for them. So hopefully we'll get to that one right now. And actually, okay, it's not looking super new. This one's just a little bit shinier. Let's go ahead and flip this one over. And it looks like it's going to be a 2000, which from what I understand is a pretty common year. But we will put that one to the side and see what else we're going to get. Looks like nothing else in that roll, guys. I got a whole bunch of coins on the placemat here. I'm going to have to dump these off, make room for some more. So there we go. And we have one more ender to go through right here. It's this 1959 Denver. Just a nice looking coin. It's not going to be a wee penny. Typically not something that we would keep, but you know, with the luster on it, I think I probably will keep this one. So let's go ahead and open this one up and see if there's going to be any other coins in the roll. All right, so I'm already seeing Canadian, and once again, this one isn't opening very well for us. But let's take a look at that 1959 Denver right there. Like I said, a little bit of luster left on it. I think I see a little bit of a kind of a rainbow tint to it as well, which I like on the face there. Flip it over to the back side, and it's just your standard memorial penny. Looks pretty good. So we will put that one to the side and see if we're going to get any more wheat pennies, any older Canadians. I see this Canadian right here. Let's go ahead and flip this one over and see what we have for that one. It's going to be a 1998. All right. So let's see if we have anything else here. I'm not seeing anything right now. So guys, I think we're going to go ahead and get into the rest of these rolls off camera, and I will turn the camera back on when we find something good, and especially if we get something that goes into the collection. Alright guys, so I have my Canadian coin book open here to the 1953 Canadian penny. You can see that we have a variety with shoulder folds and one without shoulder folds. The weird thing about this is that actually the best way to tell what you have is by looking at the eye, basically the way it looks and whether or not it's pointing to one of these what they call denticles on the coin. So I have a magnifying glass here. I'm going to see if we can get a better look at this coin right here on camera. So basically looking at that eye right there, in the word DEI, you can see kind of the eye on this one kind of flares up on the edge, and it's actually pointing in between the denticles rather than straight at them. So basically what that means is that this is going to be the less rare variety, which if I flip over to this next page here, I think we'll be able to see that a little bit better. We see the 1953 right here, no shoulder folds. That's the one that we have versus the with shoulder folds. That's the one that we don't have. So there's 68 million of those minted. They're worth about 25 cents in fine 12 condition. I wouldn't say this is exactly fine 12, but it's definitely a coin that you don't find very often, especially because they don't make them anymore, and also because we're not even in Canada, guys. That's crazy to be able to find a coin like this, and I'm just super stoked to have that. So like I said, guys, this one is going to be no shoulder folds, which is going to put it in this spot in the collection right here. So I'll go ahead and put it in there, and I'll get back with you guys once that's done. All right, so there you have it. The 1953 no shoulder folds is in place, and we have a lot more rolls to go through, guys. 45 of them to be exact. I just wanted to point out that this Canadian coin book here is very helpful if you're interested in picking one of these up. It's called Coins of Canada. This is 2006, so these prices are going to be a little outdated. which means that it's actually worth more than what you see on the page, you know, due to inflation and things like that. So Coins of Canada, if you're interested in getting one of these, I'll try and put a link down in the description below if I can find it online. But with that being said, let's jump back into these rolls and see what we're gonna find. All right guys, so it has been surprisingly slow for this next section of the box. I've been through I think 9 rolls now, and I just got my first find worth showing. So right here we have a 2009, and this is the rarest 2009 of the series. If you look at the placemat over here, it's actually the 4th one in the series. It's called the Presidency. Now I actually have difficulty finding the Denver mint on this coin, so we're gonna flip this over and see if we got one here in 3, 2, 1. Nope, no mint mark on that coin. If there was, it would be down there below the date, which means this was made in Philadelphia. Now I believe this one's actually rarer, but for me, I find these way more just because I'm closer to that mint. So I guess that's definitely a victory, the rarest in the series. I have been finding tons and tons of these Canadian coins, mostly from the 70s and 80s, some from the 90s as well. But well, here we go. Here's another one right here. Let's see what we got on that one. 1975. Let's just go through the rest of this roll here and see if we're going to get lucky while I have the camera on. And actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and do another roll here live, just so that maybe we'll get some luck when we have the camera on it. Like I said, this is the 10th roll right here since I turned the camera back on, which is pretty insane, especially considering that first roll that we had was just absolutely unbelievable. And look at that, guys. What a weird coincidence. We got a dime in the roll right there, which we actually have on the placemat. We count it for points when we're doing our competition hunts. You can tell that's going to be a dime right there. It's a pretty dirty looking one as well. So that's a nice little addition of, you know, plus 9 cents on the roll right there without even finding any interesting coins. So let's take a look at that. We got a dime. It's going to be clad for sure, and the date is 1988. What a dirty looking dime. But anyways, guys, we're going to go through the rest of this roll and see what else we have. It looks like we have a nice newer Canadian right there, 2005. We'll definitely be putting that one to the side. I've already checked the collection, though. We do already have that one there because I found one a little bit earlier. What the heck is that? It looks like a little piece of duct tape there on that 1974. But anyways, so that's kind of interesting, kind of weird. Let's see if we have anything else in this roll other than that dime. But it looks like I think that's just going to be it, guys. 1 dime on the roll, and we'll go ahead and get into the next one, and hopefully we find some older coins soon. All right, so we're in the very next roll now, and it looks like our luck is about to turn around. I've spotted 2 wheat pennies in this roll already. The first one came as the second coin in the roll. It's a 1955 Denver in pretty decent shape. It looks a little bit rough around the edges, but the back looks pretty solid, and I'll definitely be pulling that one to the side. A nice little addition to the collection right there, but not actually going into the collection. Anyways, guys, we'll go ahead and get through the rest of this one right here. We'll make our way towards that second wheat penny, which I know is going to pop out anytime here. I am seeing a couple of other nice copper looking coins, so I want to check them out first. But it looks like we just arrived at that wheat penny right there. This one is going to be a 1957 Denver, so very similar to that 55 Denver in age and mint mark location as well. And it looks like the back side of that one's looking pretty good as well, guys. All of the wheat pennies we've come across so far have had really nice looking reverses, and this one is no exception. So definitely a nice coin to be pulling out right there. No luster left, but still pretty cool for that age. All right, so let's go through the rest of these, see if we have anything else in the roll. Looks like we have a 1960 Denver right there. The reason we keep the 1960s typically is because there is a large date and small date variety there. We are still missing one of those in the collection, but I believe it's the 1960 plain, so Philadelphia mint small date, which this is the exact opposite. This looks like the 1960 large date Denver. If you're looking for trying to figure out what I'm saying with this large date small date stuff, look it up on YouTube. There's a lot of really good videos on it. It's been done pretty well though, so I'm not going to do a video on it, but my buddy Chad from CFA actually did one. I'll go ahead and link his video down in the description below as well. He did a really good video describing the difference between those two coins and what to look out for. But anyways, guys, that is it for that roll, so we'll go ahead and get on to the next one. Okay, so now our luck is really turning around for the better. This is just the very next roll right here, and you guys can probably already see what I'm looking at. We have a super old looking Canadian. I've actually already peeked at the date, which is why I turned on the camera. But guys, take a look at this right here. It is a 1947, which is definitely before the the young head era of 1953 through 64. Now this is referred to as a King George VI. You can actually see the initials down there in the bottom right corner, KG, that's King George. So when we flip this over, you know what we're gonna see, guys. 3, 2, 1. All right, there he is, King George VI. 1947, I believe, has a special variety on it. I'll go ahead and flip to the correct page in the book here, and actually looking at this right here now, it's all starting to come back to me. We found a couple of the 1947 maple leaf variety, which is basically there's just a tiny little maple leaf on the coin, and I think it's actually on this side of the coin, but I'll go ahead and confirm that in just a second here. Let's see if we can find a maple leaf on this coin, and actually if we can't, this will be a coin that's going into the collection today. So this is not the right side to look for the maple leaf. If we flip it over to the reverse here, you would typically see the maple leaf, I believe, under the date, the 1947 there, but I don't see any maple leaf on this coin, which means that we just got another old Canadian into the collection in this episode. That is so sweet, guys. I'm gonna pull this one out so we can do a little comparison because I want you guys to see this. So I'll do that in just a second here, and I'll get back to you when that's done. All right, guys, so this coin on the left here, I just pulled out of the collection. I'm gonna bring this up. You can already see it a little bit, but I wanna put it under the scope just to make this very clear for you. The maple leaf is right next to the 7 in 1947. So that is what we had in the collection. We just got this coin right here out of the roll, and as you can see, there is no maple leaf on this coin. So these are actually different coins. They have different spots in the collection, and this 47 no maple leaf we just found for the first time, which I am super stoked about. That is just an awesome coin to find. I thought the maple leaf was cool, but you know, after finding 2 of them, I'm starting to think the 47 no maple leaf is just as cool, if not even better. So very cool to find both of those coins, and that's 2, like I said, 2 older Canadians in a single episode. We're not even halfway through the box yet, guys. I'm super excited to see what else we're gonna find. Let's go ahead and get into the rest of it. All right, guys, so we're just a couple rolls later now, and I just cracked this one open, and I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but there is definitely a coin that is different than the rest in this roll. The reason for that is because we actually have this gold tinted coin right here. Now, I don't know if this is just gonna be a gold plated penny, a foreign coin, or if this could possibly actually be a gold coin. I know it doesn't sound like it could happen, but it has before. I have stories of it actually happening, people finding gold coins, and typically when they find them, it's in these smaller denominations of either dimes or pennies and sometimes nickels. God, that would be so amazing. It actually has a nice look to it as well, like it could possibly be a gold coin. You know, chances are it's probably going to be gold plated. It might just be a foreign coin, but I'm super hopeful, guys, and just, I don't know, you got to know the feeling when you see a coin like that it might be something really amazing. So we're going to pull this out and see what we have here in 3, 2. Okay, so we got the sandwich right there. Let's go ahead and reveal this now in 3, 2, 1. So as I was saying, guys, it looks like this is just going to be a gold-plated penny. A lot of people do end up finding these, and they send me pictures of them asking me if I know anything about them. Typically, it's the case that it's just gold-plated, a very light plating of gold on the coin. This is definitely no exception to that. It looks like you can actually see a little bit of it peeling off on the beard area there. But guys, I don't know. When you see that edge, you got to be hopeful that it's going to be something amazing. That's kind of what keeps this hobby fun, just because you never know what you're going to find. It's been a long time since I found one of these gold-plated coins, though, so definitely a cool one to come out, and like, you know, keeps the hunt interesting. My heart was definitely beating there for a second, thinking I might have had something really great. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the rest of this roll while we have the camera on, see if we're going to get anything else out of that gold-plated coin roll right there. All right, so I think I see, yep, I definitely see a Canadian right there. Right there, I actually see some wheat ears, so we're gonna have a wheat cent right here. And this one looks like it's gonna be in pretty rough shape compared to the other ones. Let's go ahead and flip it over and see what we have here, guys. 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay, so 1952 Denver, it looks like. Gotta check the book real quick because there's these odd coins that I don't have for some reason or another. For instance, the 51, 54, still don't have that one. But 52 I do have in the book already. Now let's take a look at this older Canadian here. Let's reveal this date. Look at that, guys. We just got another older one right there. 1959 is the date on that one. I don't think that we need the 1959, but like I said, it's pretty difficult to get anything before the 60s, so definitely happy to get that one. And of course, this one is going to be a young head Canadian, as you can see right there. So that's our third on the box, plus a King George VI, which went into the collection. Oh, and real quick before I forget, I wanted to show you the difference between the 47 and 47 Maple Leaf as far as mintage goes. So the 47 plain, it actually comes in at 31 million minted. I believe if that was an American penny, we would classify that as a low date coin. We would also classify the 44. I think anything below 50 million we would classify that way. But as you can see, the 47 is actually significantly lower mintage than the 47 Maple Leaf. So definitely happy to finally have that coin into the collection. And there's just an idea of the prices, at least in 2006 when this book went out. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get through the rest of this roll. Let's see if we have anything else in these final remaining coins. Doesn't look like it, so we'll go ahead and get on to the next one. So I don't know if you guys have been watching my Coin Quest Nickels series. Hopefully you have. If you haven't, there will be links down in the description below to watch it in full. Season 1 just ended. It was super amazing. But guys, something that I wanted to bring to your attention, in that series we were finding a ton of pennies and nickel rolls, which is a huge pain, right? Because you're losing 4 cents every time you find a penny in a nickel roll. But when you find a dime in a penny roll, you're actually gaining 9 cents rather, and that's actually what we just had happen right here. Plus earlier in the video we found a dime, so this is our second dime on the box with an interesting looking coin right there as well. Looks like it might be kind of older, maybe a metal detecting find, but you can see we have a dime right there. I'll go ahead and pull that out. It's actually surrounded by what looks like a couple of copper coins as well, so it might be lucky. Ooh, look at that, guys. That's not just a copper coin. That is a Canadian right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the date. What in the world, guys? We just got a 1947 Maple Leaf. And you can see the Maple Leaf very well on that one, right next to this dime right here. Check this out. Wait, where'd the dime go? Oh, somehow we totally left it in the roll. But that definitely doesn't take away from the find, guys. 2002D is the date on the dime. We'll put it next to the 1988, I believe. But look at that, guys. Not what I was expecting at all. 1947 Maple Leaf in the same box as a 1947 plain. That is just awesome. And what are the odds, guys? Another King George VI. That's 2 in the box so far, and we're not even halfway through. I think this one will actually replace the 1947 Maple Leaf that I showed you earlier, because this one does look a little bit better than that one did. So I think we'll be putting this one into the collection. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at that mysterious coin that we saw right there. Boy, what a disgusting looking coin, but you can see it's just a 2014 or something like that. It's got a shield back, so definitely not interested in pursuing that one any further. But you know what, guys, while we have the camera on, let's just go ahead and take a look here, see if we're going to get anything else out of this roll. It's been just a whirlwind of a roll so far. We got a dime plus a 1947 Maple Leaf Canadian penny. It's been just an absolutely amazing box for Canadians. That's been everything that's gone into the collection so far. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get on to the next one, and I'll let you know when I find something else. All right, guys, so about 10 seconds later, I just opened the next roll, and I have another older looking Canadian right here. We actually have 2 in a row. So I'm gonna pull out this this newer looking one first, trying not to see the date on that older one. Let's cover that up real quick before we see it. Okay, so this one is older, and the one behind it, I'm gonna guess, is even older. It just looks darker in tone, which typically correlates to an older coin. So 1964 is gonna be the tail end of the young head Canadians. So definitely a cool find, like finding those young head Canadians no matter what the age is. Of course, prefer the older ones. So we'll pull that one out. Now let's take a look at this one, guys. I'm really hoping for a King George VI. Let's go ahead and reveal that right now. All right, so it's not going to be King George VI, unfortunately, just a little tiny bit older than the first one we pulled out, but that's 2 young heads right next to each other in the same roll, which doesn't happen very often, I have to say. All right, we're on the very next roll now, and I can't pass filming this up just because it looks so cool, guys. I don't know what it is about this wheat penny, but it's just a really cool looking coin. And I think it's the tone of it. It's a little bit darker, a little bit more contrast on those wheat ears compared to the background, which is a little darker. So it's in good shape, as you can see. Maybe a few dings there on the bottom, but we'll go ahead and flip this over and find out what we have for a date here in 3, 2, 1. All right, so just like we started the episode, 1946, we got that 46 ender, and we just found one in the middle of the roll there. Came out reverse side up. So I think we're up to about, looks like 7 or 8 wheat pennies on the box so far. We're a little bit over halfway through at this point, and I don't think there's going to be anything else in this one, so we'll go ahead and get into the next one. So a couple rolls later down, we have some older Canadians once again showing up in the roll. Just in this last roll here, we found 2 more 2009s. This one is a Formative years, also going to be a Philadelphia, and then this one right here, Professional Life once again, is a Philadelphia. So like I said, we get quite a few of those. We're only missing one in the series right now. We almost have a full set. But anyways, like I was saying, we have an older Canadian once again right here. Let's flip this one over and hope we have the same luck that we had on that first roll. So let's see what we get, guys. 3, 2, 1. All right, so it's going to be a 60s, 1961, guys. We are getting so many young heads and so many different dates in this box of the young heads. So that's really cool. We have another older Canadian right here, but as I suspected, it's not going to be in that young head range. So let's see what we have for a date on that one. 1973. Got quite a big pile of Canadians. I'll show you guys what that amounts to at the end of the box, but it is growing pretty big right now. And I think that's it for that roll, so we'll go ahead and get into the next one. All right, guys, we are literally on the next roll, and I'm seeing what I already know is gonna be an older Canadian. Based on the tone of it, like I said, guys, this is a darker coin for sure, and those darker coins are typically older. So this is what I'm seeing right here. You can almost make out the date, and actually now that I bring it up here, I can see a 5 already. So this is going to be a 1950s coin. Could be a King George, could be a young head. Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. Oh, guys, that is really good. I believe the 55 and 56 are really difficult to find. I'll go ahead and pull out the collection here in just a second, or the book rather, so we can take a look at that. As far as mintage goes, the 55, okay, so the 55 comes in at 56 million minted. That's low as far as young heads are concerned. The 54 would have been definitely preferable or preferred, but if you look here, guys, you see the no shoulder fold version in 1956 will actually net you $150 in fine 12. And once again, these are 2006 prices, so we are definitely looking for the no shoulder fold variety. Now I believe that's the one that has those raised edges on the eye, and then I think in that case it will be pointing in between the denticles. I don't want to misspeak on that though, so let's just go ahead and take a look at the coin. I have the little magnifier right here so we can see what we're dealing with. All right, so it took me a while to orient this the correct way, but we're taking a look at the eye right there in the DEI, and as you can see, we're not seeing any flaring out of the edges of the eye. It looks like it is pointed at the denticle this time, so this is going to be the shoulder folds variety, which is not the rare one, unfortunately. It's not going to get us $150 today, but it looks like it will get us 35 cents in fine 12 condition. I don't know if this is fine 12 though. I think this is probably closer to good or something of that nature. But anyways, guys, that is super cool to get one of those early young head coins right there. It looks like we do already have this one in the collection. If you take a look right here, we have the 1955 with the shoulder folds already in the collection. This one is probably going to be pretty difficult to find just based on looking at what the book says about it. But anyways, guys, that I think is going to do it for this roll. We'll go ahead and get through the rest of it here. It looks like we haven't gotten through about half of it, so let's see if we're going to get anything else out of this roll just real briefly. And if we do, I'll definitely show you. If we don't, I'll move on to the next one. And it looks like we're not going, so we'll go ahead and get on to the next roll. All right, so we are on the very next roll now, and I have a couple of cool finds right off the bat. So I want to bring your attention to this coin right here. This is a much newer Canadian coin. This is one of the last ones that they made. And if you take a look at the collection up here, we're actually lacking quite a bit in these later years, 2007 through 2012 in particular. So I'm hoping that this one is going to be one of those ones that we need in the collection, because we've been needing those for a very long time. So let's take take a look at this coin right here, flip it over to the reverse and see what we have for a date in 3, 2, 1. All right, 2010 is the year. Unfortunately, it looks like we do already have the 2010 in the collection. If it was just 1 year earlier, the 2009, that would have gone into the Canadian collection, but the 2010 is not going to make it. Unfortunately, we're going to have to put that one in with the rest of the Canadians. But anyways, guys, getting on to what the other coin was that I saw in this roll, it's this one right here, which is the Birth and Early Childhood 2009 penny. And this actually means that we've gotten every single one of those 2009 coins out of this box, and we just got the complete set, which is pretty cool. So there it is. Let's flip it over and see what we have for a mint mark. Oh, forgot that this is an American coin. And surprise, surprise, we actually got the Denver on that one, so very cool. Let's see if we can put all of them together. Let's see, we got the Birth and Early Childhood right there. We have the Formative Years right there, so that goes there. And then we have the Professional Life right here. That was the first one that we found. And of course, we also have the Presidency, the rarest of the 2009s right there. So that's pretty cool. I always like getting the full set. And let's see if we have anything else in this roll while we're at it. See a lot of really nasty looking coins in this box, like this one, that one. Always thinking that they're going to be a nice older coin, but they're not. They always turn out to be either a zinc or just a regular memorial cent, unfortunately. But anyways, that's pretty cool. We got the full set, and I think we have about 15 more rolls to go, so hopefully we get some more older Canadians out of this box. If not, an older wheat penny, that would be nice as well. Let's go ahead and get into the next one and see what we can find. All right, so that didn't take long, guys. The very next roll, about 5 coins in, and we have a wheat penny reverse right here, right next to a Canadian. We'll take a look at that in just a second, but first, let's take a look at this wheat penny. So once again, very nice shape on the back there. I'm gonna guess this is in the 50s, but the last time I guessed that, it ended up being 30s, so hopefully we get lucky here. 3, 2, 1. All right, it is 50s. Unfortunately, I was right that time. 1952 Denver. I think that's the second one that we pulled out that looked just like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this Canadian. Hopefully this is our 1988. Let's see, 3, 2, and 1982. So that is not going to be it. We'll go ahead and get through the rest of these, see if we have any more wheat pennies in the roll, looking for Canadians as well. And, you know, I'd take a 2009. Now, guys, this looks super old. I've been fooled by coins like this before, but look at the edge of that. That has to be a wheat penny. Let's see if we're going to get a 2 wheat roll here, guys. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Oh, and it's got a mint mark and it's a 30s. Look at that. This might actually go into the collection, guys. Those, it's pretty difficult to find pre-40s wheat pennies, but even more difficult to find them with mint marks. So 1937 Denver is definitely going to be a contender for the collection. Let's go ahead and put that to the side, and let's take a look and see if we're actually going to get one into the collection today. So it's been a while since we got anything American. We get 2 Canadians today. Let's see if we're going to get it. It should be on this page. 37 Denver right there, guys. Look at this, 35, 36, 37, and 38. We only have the Philadelphias in those. That's how difficult it is. It really is difficult. And we just got the 37 Denver. I'm gonna have to flip this placemat over to the back and see if that actually shows up in one of our low mintage or key date range for the pennies, because it's been a long time since we found one of those. So let's go ahead and get through the rest of the coins in this roll. This was a 2 wheat penny roll, and it looks like it's going to stay a 2 wheat penny roll. I'll go ahead and dump these coins now into our box over here. Oops, missed a couple of them. And then we will flip over to the back side where we'll take a look at the key date range first. So do you see 37? No. Looks like the key dates will end in 1933, so anything after that, you don't even have a chance. Now let's go ahead and take a look down here at the low mintage, which is below 50 million minted. There's quite a few in this list. We see the 37S does make it, but the 37 Denver unfortunately does not make it into that low mintage range. But still, guys, 1937 Denver, a very cool coin to get, and it's going to be going into the collection, which I'm super stoked about. It is so hard to get American coins into the collection at this point in the series, so very cool to be able to get that one. And I'm excited to get into these last 7 rolls here. We only have 7 more to go. Hopefully we find something good, and I'll let you know if we do. All right, guys, the very next roll now, we got some goodies here. First of all, like I said, we are looking for that 1960 plain small date, and this isn't it, but It is a beautiful example of a 1960 large date, as you can see. Just some beautiful luster left on that coin. I think this one's probably going to end up going into the collection, if not into a flip, because it's just a great looking coin. So we're definitely going to be putting that one to the side. Now, real quickly here, you guys can probably see that we have a wheat penny showing, but I wanted to show you just in the book here on the 1937D, before we get to that wheat penny, how close we came to getting a low mintage coin. 50.4 million minted. That is so close to being under that 50 million threshold, and we would have had a low mintage coin, but that is just about as close as you can get, I'm pretty sure, to being low mintage. 1937 Denver, and I'll show you that in the collection now. It looks great, guys, to be honest with you. 1937 Denver right there. Would love to get the 1937S as well, to complete that age range right there. Now guys, here's the thing, we do have another wheat penny right here. It looks pretty good. It could be a 30s though, so let's see if we're gonna get that. 3, 2, 1. Another 1946. That's our third one on the box, and as you can see, that's not super rare or anything. It's quite a common one. As you can see, it's come up a few times in this box alone. So getting through the rest of this roll, it looks like we don't have anything else on it, so we'll go ahead and get into it now. We have 6 more to go. Alright guys, so I can't tell for sure, but I think we may have another older wheat penny here. We're having the same thing showing right here. You can see that darker looking edge. It's definitely got some character to it. Just taking a look at these first few coins, I don't see anything interesting here. Let's get down to that coin right there. This is exactly how we found that 37 Denver, and hopefully we're gonna have the same thing happen here. Let's see what we have for a date. 3, 2, crossing my fingers, 1. Dang it, just a 1967. So that kind of gives you an idea of the variability of these coins. Sometimes you think you have something, but you really don't. And sometimes you don't think you have something, but you do. So it's definitely a toss-up, and you never know what you're gonna find when you're hunting pennies. And look at that, right next to it is a 1959 plain. I'll go ahead and put that one to the side. We found quite a few of them in this episode alone, and I got a nice little collection of them over there going. That one is super beat up, and you can tell it's zinc just by the way that it's rotted away. That's what the environment does to zinc pennies, which is what pennies are made of these days, at least. Alright, so I don't think there's going to be anything else in here. This one's pretty beat up, but it's just a memorial cent. We have 5 more rolls to go, and I'm hoping for something great right at the end here. Man, talk about good luck at the end of a box, guys. We're in the very next roll, and the third coin in is a reverse wheat penny, and it's looking like it might be older as well. I'm seeing definitely a lot more wear on this than some of the ones that we pulled out in the past. So we're going to flip this one over, hoping for another 30s coin right here. Let's see what we have. 3, 2, 1. Dang it, 1956 Denver. Definitely not a difficult one to find. Just want to check real quick though. Okay, we need the 55S, of course. That's a low mintage coin. It's actually an outlier in the Lincoln Penny series, because I think up to 39 there's some low mintage coins, and then there isn't another one until 55S. But the 56 Denver isn't going to be anything of interest today other than a wheat penny, so we'll go ahead and look through the rest of these and see if we're going to get anything a little more desirable than a 56 Denver. But I don't know, getting down to the end of this one and I'm not really seeing much, so we'll go ahead and get into the next ones. We got 4 more rolls to go. Alright guys, I'm in the third from the last roll now, and I got something really weird here that definitely wasn't expecting to pop up. I thought this was just going to be another ugly old American coin, but looking at this, guys, I don't know what this is. This is definitely a Canadian coin, but I'm referring to the stuff on the outside. It looks like there's some glue on it, and then maybe this is like a paper based whatever it is, but I think that might actually be a 4 next to the 9. That's 1940 something. We're going to confirm this, as long as there isn't some glue and paper on the other side, when we flip it over to the obverse to see what we have, whether it's going to be a King George or a young head, something like that. So let's go ahead and see what we have here, guys. 3, 2, 1. Yes, that is our third King George VI in the box. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 1940 something. It's going to be difficult to figure it out though. Let's go ahead and take a look at the collection though to see what we have to gain from finding out what the date of this coin might be. So looking at the 1940s, it looks like we could use a 41, a 43, 44, 48, and do we need anything else? Nope, it doesn't look like we need the 49. We already have that one filled in. So we definitely have a lot to gain from learning the date on this one. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it tonight because I don't know if I have the proper tools, but I think I'm going to try picking at it first just with my fingernail to see if I can get it off. I'll be super careful though. I just want to pull off that paper part. Probably not going to be able to get the glue off tonight, but if we could get the paper off just to be able to reveal the date, I would really love to see what we have here because we might be able to put it into the collection. Now let's go ahead and get onto the rest of these coins, see if we have anything else in the roll. But we're definitely not going to be able to top that 1940 whatever it is. We do have another Canadian here though, so let's see what we have for a date on that one. Looks like this is going to be the one of those centennial years, the 50-year anniversary anyway of the Queen, I believe. So it's a 2002. These ones fool a lot of people because they don't actually have a date where you would normally expect to see the date. As you can see, there's no date on the reverse. The date is actually located on the obverse of the coin, which is kind of weird for Canadian coins. So, but we'll throw that one into the pile and see if we have anything else in the roll. Getting down to the end of it now, it doesn't look like we do, guys. We have 2 more rolls to go. Let's see what we can get. All right, guys, so the second to last roll didn't have anything in it. I figured we may as well go ahead and open the last roll live and see if we're going to get anything out here just on the very last roll. I'm hoping for another dime in the roll. I've been kind of hoping for that the entire time here. What in the world, guys? Every single time I say this literally happened. I was doing a coin roll hunting competition hunt with my cousin Brian, and I said, what if there was a dime in the last roll? And it actually happened, and it just happened once again. So that's 3 dimes in the penny rolls. I think that's got to be a record as well. You can see it right there. I realized that it's actually not that easy to see, so maybe you guys didn't realize what I was just getting so ecstatic over, but there it is. 1979, and you guys saw me open that roll live. There's no funny business going on here. That is another dime in a penny roll. So that makes 3 dimes in a single box. Super bizarre. But anyways, let's go ahead and go through the rest of these and see what else we can get. Oh, look at that, guys. A nice shiny 2009 right off the bat. This is going to be the Professional Life, so I think that we have quite a few of those at this point. I'm seeing, just on first glance here, guys, okay, so that's not a wheat penny over there. That's just a 70s. But right here looks like it might be an older Canadian. Let's go ahead and reveal that now. Nope, just going to be also a 70s, a 1974 Canadian on that one. So let's go ahead and see what else we have in this final roll, guys. This has been an absolutely amazing box. I will show you that what I was able to get off of that 1940s Canadian King George VI in a second here. You may be a little bit disappointed because it turns out that I wasn't able to get anything off of this coin. I don't want to damage it, that's the thing. So leave your suggestions down in the comments below on what you think I should do in order to get a date off of this coin. But until next episode, I don't think we're going to be able to find out what we have on this one. Just super bizarre. All this weird glue on it. It's pretty stuck on there, whatever it is. So we'll definitely have to figure that one out in the next episode. Leave your suggestions down below on what you think I should do in order to remove all of this stuff, and I will definitely take your suggestions into account. So now that we are finished looking through the box, we're going to go ahead and do a wrap up of everything that we were able to find today. We're going to tally up our points on the box using the scoring system that we have on the back of the placemat, and we're going to see how well we did today. Also look at some of the coins that went into the collection and just do an overall recap. So let's go ahead and do that now. Alright guys, so welcome to the wrap up of today's hunt. This was just a fantastic reintroduction to pennies for me. Just a really great box, and you'll see why in just a second. So coming up here to our Quin Coins official small cent coin roll hunting competition score sheet, we have wheat cents in the 40s and 50s at 5 points apiece, and we got 11 of them. These are mostly just common wheat pennies right here, and that's going to be worth 55 points for us. Now coming down to the wheat cents in the 10s, 20s, and 30s, we were able to get just a single one that didn't go into the collection. That was this right here. It's a 1939, and it came out in the first roll. That's worth 10 points right there. Now coming down to dimes, we count these for 3 points a piece because they do show up from time to time. We got 3 of them, so that's 9 more points right there. Coming down here to our 2009s, we got 6 of those. Actually got a complete set, counting a couple of extras in the Professional Life, so that's 6 more points right there. Now where we really made strides here was in the Canadians. Now coming down down to our additional Canadian score sheet. Young heads from 53 to 64 at 5 points apiece. Look at this, guys. 55, 59, 60, 61, 62, and 64, plus the 53 that went into the collection. That's going to be a whole bunch more points for us. And then King George VI, guys. Look at this. We have 2 extras right here. And actually, we don't know if one of them is going to be an extra. We do know this one right here. This is actually our 3rd 1947 Maple Leaf that we found in this series, and we're actually able to get the 47 plain today as well with no maple leaf, so that's really cool. But this one right here, still a mystery, guys. We're gonna have to figure it out in the next episode. I can tell that it's in 1940s, just barely. You can see the edge of the 4 peeking out behind that paper right there, but we're gonna have to figure out a way to get that off. I might even make a separate video for it, to be honest, because I think it's an interesting topic on its own to explore. But that is 20 more points right there. And then if we add up the 1953 no shoulder fold Canadian that we got, the 47 no maple leaf, and the 37D, which is proudly displayed right there in the book, we come out to a total of 149 points. Now guys, I always say that over 100 points is an amazing box. We are well over 100 points on today's box, and I couldn't be happier. So guys, once again, if you want to pick up one of these coin roll hunting placemats to aid you in your own penny roll hunting, you can head on over to my website at quinscoins.com, and I will be posting links down in the description below. As you can see, they've been super helpful throughout this episode, and using the score sheet on the back, you can compete with your friends, or you can just compete with yourself to see if you can get a better box than you got last week, just like I do on this series. And of course, it's very helpful to know the key date and low mintage ranges. Once again, guys, that's quinscoins.com, and I'll be putting links down in the description below. But anyways, guys, that is going to pretty much do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go down below and leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, because I post new videos like this every single week, always bring you along with the hunts and having a good time. And as always, I'm Quinn, and this is Quin's Coins signing out, and I will see you in the next episode of Coin Quest Pennies.